Hello, and welcome back to our Daily Games series. I have a little bonus for you guys today. We're going to throw in not one, but two bonus games. I'll wait to reveal more information when we arrive at those games, but for now, we're going to start, as always, with Worldle. This looks very familiar to me, but I'm struggling to think of what it could be. Venezuela comes to mind. Um, this is nothing in North America. I don't think this is anything in Europe. For sure not Western Europe. Now, if this is an island or a very small country, everything I'm saying kind of goes out the window because it's a lot harder for me to quickly run through those in my head. This isn't Belarus. This isn't... The only Baltic country it could be would be like Estonia, and even then, I don't think that's what this is. Maybe no. I was gonna say maybe Romania, but no. They wouldn't have this little thing right here. Nothing in the Middle East. Nothing in South Asia, East Asia, Central Asia. Nothing in let's run. So Africa, there's so many countries in Africa. I'm pretty sure Africa has the most countries of any continent, right? Even more than Asia, despite Asia being like twice as big as Africa, or more than twice as big as any other continent. There's nothing in North Africa. I don't think it's Sudan. I don't think it's South Sudan. It's not Somalia, Eritrea, Ethiopia. I don't think it's Nigeria. I know it's not Nigeria. It's not anything in West Africa. Maybe Niger, but I don't think so. In South Africa, maybe Botswana, maybe... I don't know. I'm usually, you guys, I mean, if you have been watching this series, you know 90% of days I know it right away. And maybe not 90%. 80% of days I know it right away. Then the other 10 to 15% of days I have a short list that's at least roughly like in the right region. And then this is one of those 5 to 10% where I literally have no idea. I'm just going to go with Venezuela and use the distance. All right, we're actually really close to Venezuela. Okay. 1,200 kilometers east. West? That's weird. Could this is not Guyana, I don't think. Could this be Suriname? Is Suriname that far away from Venezuela? I don't think so. But I don't know what else this could be, unless it's an island, in which case... Okay, it was Suriname. It's very convenient for me that it was so close to Venezuela, even though it isn't Venezuela. I don't really know how to feel about that. Oh well. I feel like I throw out Suriname a lot as a possibility, but I never actually go with it. And then the one time I don't float it, it is Suriname. Why don't we start with Kuwait? 13,000 kilometers. Holy crap. That makes me think either like Chile, Peru, or down here. Let's go Chile. All right, 4,000 kilometers. So if we are in Oceania, it would be one of the closer ones to South America. So maybe like Kiribati. No, that's further than Chile, which means we're not in Oceania. Oceania? I don't really know how to say that word. Interesting. Where could we be then? Okay, so Europe is completely off limits. I would have guessed that mainland Asia has to be completely off limits because Chile is closer than Kiribati and Kuwait. Mainland Asia is in between both of those countries, so that wouldn't make any sense. I suppose it could be part of Africa, or maybe in North America. I guess actually North America is my choice, is my guess. We have never been in North America. Well, when we did this on my Twitch stream, like 5 weeks ago, before I started this YouTube series, I think the Bahamas was one of our first countries. But since then, I don't think we've ever been in North America on YouTube. So this is kind of uncharted waters for us, even though this is obviously the neck of the woods that I'm probably most familiar with, just because this is where I'm from. That's actually a lie. I definitely am most familiar with Europe. In terms of, like, I could fill in a blank map of Europe without even hesitating. I could probably get a map of North America like 90% right, but once you get down into the minor Antilles, things get a little bit tricky. So let's go 4,000 kilometers from Chile. That's so far. That makes me think, like, the U.S. I was gonna go with Cuba, if you prefer. But if it is the United States, I'm never gonna forgive myself, so I have to go to the United States. All right, the United States is 1,100 kilometers from this country. Let's try, like, Haiti. All right, Haiti is actually further than the U.S. That does not compute. That doesn't make any sense. That, like, rules out the whole Caribbean, but what? What the fuck? So, okay, the way this game works is if it borders the country, it says 0 kilometers. So we know it's not Canada or Mexico. Cuba is like less than 100 miles from the US. The fact that Haiti is further away means it's nothing south of the US, right? Unless I'm, like, having a stroke. So what in the world could possibly be 1,000 kilometers from the US, 4,000 kilometers from Haiti, or no, from Chile. Oh my god, I'm losing my mind. 1,000 kilometers from the US, 4,000 kilometers from Chile, 13,000 kilometers from Kuwait. Greenland? Are we allowed to do dependencies? Invalid guess. I didn't think so. Excuse me, I don't know what just happened there. Russia? But Russia's not 4,000 kilometers from Chile. That's way further than that. I feel like I'm interpreting something incorrectly. So, if Haiti is closer than Chile but further than the US, does that not... Am I wrong? Does that not invalidate everything south of the US? Because Cuba would be closer than Haiti, or to Haiti. Mexico would obviously be closer to the US, but Mexico is bordering the US. So maybe it's something like Guatemala. Maybe that's, like, barely, like, they might, what if they're, like, equidistant, but it's like the US is technically, like, 1% closer. Okay, we reasoned it out. Okay, that was the only thing that made sense. Because I think Belize and Honduras and Nicaragua, maybe over here, and Costa Rica and Panama would all be closer to Haiti. Guatemala is the only Central American country that I would have believed would be closer to the US because of Texas and Florida, maybe, than to Haiti. But I bet it's extremely close. You know, this has to be, like, less than 100 kilometers difference. That hurt, but that's one of the most satisfying ones we've had in a while, because we had to use our brain and we did it correctly. Flagle. Let's go. No, Guatemala was the day I found Flagle, the day before I started it on YouTube. So I know it's not Guatemala. So let's go with Chile. No, let's go with Haiti. All red. It could be a few things, but the most obvious choice is China, and it is. I didn't even look at the distance. There's a lot of countries that have red backgrounds, but that look like the exact shade of red that China uses. And also, I can't think of many countries that have all red on the bottom without like another, like a third color or something like that, or an emblem. So I was like, we gotta go with the obvious here. Framed. This looks like a man, like maybe in the like a set in the past, like the 50s, the 60s. This just looks like a very like 1950s white man meal. You got peas, carrots, dry ass turkey. That's Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's new song. We've already had Shutter Island, haven't we? I'm pretty sure we have. I'm gonna go with... I'm torn between First Man and The Shape of Water. I'll go with The Shape of Water. I don't think this is it, but it... No. This isn't Shutter Island, is it? If it's Shutter Island, you're never gonna hear from me again. Okay, thank God. This is this the Imitation Game? That looks like an Enigma machine to me. I misspelled imitation. Wow, okay. That's the first... When was the last time we got framed in 3 or less? I feel very good about that. That is Benedict Cumberbatch. You know, you can kind of tell from behind. This doesn't really tell me anything. If I hadn't seen this movie since it came out, so like 2014, 2015, whenever that was. It's a good movie. It's not an amazing movie. I think we recently discussed this very briefly when Benedict Cumberbatch was the Actorle answer a few days ago. It's a good movie. It's not a great movie. But this, I'm much like Globle. I'm proud of this because this is an Enigma machine, and there's really only one thing it could be once you see an Enigma machine. Let's look at the other ones. I feel like I should know your name, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. That might also be like the Enigma machine. And then there's our boy Benny C. Is that the guy that plays Mycroft and Sherlock? I can't remember. All right, so here's game 1, or the first of 2 of our bonus games. It's called Posterdle. Once I click start, I'm going to have 20 seconds. It's going to slowly get more and more clear over time, and it's going to be a poster for a movie. I think this game is very fun, and the best part is that it cannot take longer than 20 seconds once you click start. So I think this could become a permanent fixture, if I had to guess. I tried it earlier today, technically, so yesterday for you when you watched this video for the first time, and it was Dead Poets Society, and I got it in 15 seconds. I don't know if you get multiple guesses, because I got it on my first guess, but I did take 15 of the 20 seconds, so it was mostly decoded by the time I got to it. Very red. Don't have any guess. Maybe Jackie might be something that comes to mind. I feel like that was a really red poster. Let's see what we got here. Still nothing. Still nothing. I feel like y'all are probably screaming like, "Oh, you idiot. This is obviously what it is. This is not Jackie." Oh, this is The Incredibles. That's really embarrassing. That took me way too long. Okay. That's very... I really like that game. It's not as much... It's not so much knowledge-based, so I don't think it necessarily fits in, but it's fast, and I feel like most people can play along. And then you can see they're spoiling our next game. Can you guess a movie with only 1 second of clip? I actually mentioned this game a little over a week ago. I only found out about Posterdle today. Posterdle. Excuse me. Apparently, I guess they're from the same person, same people. But Moviedle, I mentioned that I was hesitant to play this game because I was worried about spoilers. This shows an entire movie in 1 second, and then every time you get it wrong, you get slightly more time. It functions similarly to Heardle, and I assume you have 6 guesses total. I've played it a couple of times on my own. I've never done it on YouTube, obviously. And I've never gotten it. I think I've gotten it in 2 once, and then I've gotten it in 3 several times. I've never gotten it in 1. So let's see what we got here. Let's see if we can get something here. Only guess would be Holy Grail, Monty Python. Alright. This should be a little better. That's the Princess Bride! Damn it. That makes so much sense. Alright, so there we go. I don't know if this is going to permanently stay, just because, again, I'm kind of worried about spoilers. Like, especially if you get past, like, 3 or 4 seconds, you actually... I assume it's probably going to be all, like, mumbo-jumbo if you've never seen the movie. I'm not really worried about spoiling you guys. I'm more worried about spoiling myself. And if it's, like, a very classic movie that I've never seen, like Terminator 2 or something like that, for example, I don't really want to know what happens. I'm sure, again, it probably wouldn't really make sense to my brain if I've never seen the movie. I might just recognize some actors or whatever. But, I don't know. Does like Posterdle, it has the advantage of being very fast. So, we might see it every now and then. This is still the GOAT, in my opinion. 1986. Drama War. This could be Platoon. Platoon. I think that's how you spell Platoon. Who's in Platoon? There's so many people. Martin Sheen, I think. Or he's in Apocalypse Now. I don't know if he's in Platoon, but this is not Martin Sheen. 2021 action adventure fantasy. That tends to be comic book movies. This is not Spider-Man No Way Home. This is not Shang-Chi. This is not Black Widow. This is not the Suicide Squad. This is not Green Knight. The Green Knight. What? Drama Fantasy Horror 2019. It's not Midsommar. Let's look around. Adventure Comedy Crime. This is driving me nuts. I feel like I should recognize some of this. Hold on. Not the 6th. Since. Drama Romance War. Not The English Patient. Wait, is this The English Patient? ENGLISHPATIENT. Okay, hold on. Is this Ralph Fiennes? Do we see the Grand Budapest Hotel? No. And also, he might have. Is this the French Dispatch? FRENCHDISPATCH. Okay. I can't believe I can't think of this movie. I feel like this is an 8.1 from last year. I mean, what were the big movies last year? As soon as the Oscars ended, I like flushed them all out of my head. We had The Power of the Dog, King Richard, Dune, Jesus, The Last Duel. I'm just trying to think of the West Side Story, the Best Picture nominees. Tick Tick Boom was not nominated. Nightmare Alley. What the fuck? Is this 1917? No. DARKESTHOUR. No, that's not The Darkest Hour. I also think it might just be called Darkest Hour, not The Darkest Hour. Who's in the French Dispatch? It's been acting for 40 years. Last time we had a French Dispatch problem, it was the famous Tilda Swinton meltdown. That was actually on Twitch, not on YouTube. So maybe you haven't seen that, but that was the first time. That was still to this day the most tilted any of these games have ever made me. I was mauling on camera. Was Frances McDormand in... No, because there would be Nomadland, there would be 3 Billboards, there would be Fargo. There'd be a lot of things. Who else old is in the French Dispatch? Bill Murray? I can tell you right now, Bill Murray was not in a fantasy adventure movie last year that got an 8.1. There would also be obviously a lot of other things on here. I hate it. I hate it. 1993 fantasy drama romance. What's with all these fantasies? Okay, there's only 2. But there's actually 3. 2019, The Favorite, Favourite. Favourite. Son of a biscuit. The Souvenir, Souven. Wait. Souvenir. Nope. Horror. Drama, fantasy, horror. 2019. What the hell came out in 2019? Midsommar. Us. The Nun. The Lighthouse? The Lighthouse. Lighthouse. I just watched that a couple of days ago. This is Willem Dafoe. He was in The French Dispatch. He was in Spider-Man No Way Home, but this... Am I losing my mind? This can't... Wait. That would definitely have over a 7 on IMDb. Hold on, what else do we have? We would have The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. We would have Spider-Man. Spiderman. I actually, this is something I should have broached, or I meant to broach after the Halle Berry debacle a couple of days ago. I really hate that they don't... Not only do they not display hyphens as spaces, which would be my preference. They don't display hyphens at all. So like Spider-Man has a hyphen in it. Spider. And then MAN. There should be a hyphen between there. X-Men is obviously X-MEN. To me, that's 5 characters. Whether you display it as a hyphen, as a space, or just a missing character. I guess I kind of understand why they don't just put it as an extra character, because then it would be like... Then people would complain that there's 5 characters in X-Men, even though they're like, well, there's really only 4, and then one of them's a hyphen. I feel like they should just show it as a space. I don't know. It's a tough question to answer. This is Willem Dafoe, by the way. I know that for sure. I'm just torn on how they should display hyphens, because like I am always looking for hyphens. Here's Spider-Man 2. I think. Wait, was he in Spider-Man 2? Spoiler alert, he died in Spider-Man. But this has to be Spider-Man 2. Where's The Passion of the Christ? This is Willem Dafoe, right? Am I losing my mind? Not The Passion of the Christ. The Martin Scorsese one. Wait, now I'm getting confused. Passion of the Christ is the Mel Gibson movie, right? The like super controversial one from the 2000s. What's the Martin Scorsese movie? The Last Days of Christ, something like that. Christ. It has to be this one. I just can't, the Last Redemption of Christ. Whatever it is, that's what that is. And this is Willem Dafoe. We spent too long. The Last Temptation of Christ, you idiot. To Live and Die in LA. I forgot we even talked about Platoon. Mississippi Burning. The English Patient. I did not know he was in that. I did not know he was in the Boondock Saints. I forgot he's in American Psycho. I've seen American Psycho. There's Spider-Man with the hyphen. Apparently, hyphens just don't exist, according to Actorle. The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. We said that. I did not know he was in The Aviator. Haven't seen it since I was like a 9-year-old watching it. I walked in to the living room and my dad was watching The Aviator, and after like 30 minutes I was like, probably not for me. I need to give it another shot. Spider-Man 2, I guess he is in that. Paris Jetin. Inside Man, Grand Budapest. I thought I checked for Grand Budapest. I checked for Moonlight, not Moonlight, Jesus. Moonrise Kingdom. I cannot believe. Are you serious? Moonlight Kingdom doesn't have The Fault in Our Stars has a 7.7. and Moonrise Kingdom is not on this list. Wait, maybe he's just not in Moonrise Kingdom, now that I think about it. Before I declare jihad on IMDb, which to be fair, I do every single episode, so that's not really any different. But yeah, he might just not be in Moonrise Kingdom. But if he is in Moonrise Kingdom and it's not on this list, the UN has to step in. This is a violation of the Geneva Convention. John Wick, banger. Florida Project, banger. Togo, never heard of it. The Lighthouse, no shot, dude. No wonder I couldn't think of this shit. Whatever. This has gone on long enough, and I have to edit out all of the problems with Moviedle and my stupid internet connection. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you are enjoying this series, please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys again next time.